Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be looking at 3 Nintendo Switch hidden gem farming sims. Before diving into these 3 games, I feel like I have to somewhat describe what a hidden gem is in my opinion. In my opinion, a hidden gem is a game that's actually really quite good, but it was kind of pushed to the side by the general audience for one reason or another. And in the case of these 3 games, the reason was all things that didn't actually have anything to do with the game itself. The first game on our list is going to be Littlewood. Now, Littlewood is probably a game that you have never heard of, and actually that's a shame, because this is a really good game. This game is a hidden gem mostly just because it's an indie title that didn't really have a lot of promotion for it. However, it's actually a very good game. If you look at reviews of this game, almost all of them are pretty positive, and I think people that played the game, they all really enjoyed it. The main thing that I really like about this game is the game philosophy when they were making this game. In this game, there's actually not really anything that punishes you. Everything in the game, it just kind of rewards you for playing it. If you do a lot of mining, then you notice your mining skill is going to go up, and then you get bonuses because of that. If you like farming, you're going to be doing farming, and then your farming ability is going to go up and up. The more things that you do, the more things that you're going to unlock, and you get to see your town grow from only a few villagers to more and more villagers. Now, if you've watched a lot of my other videos, you'll know that this is something that I really enjoy about games. I really love town building and also farming. And when I say town building, I kind of mean starting out from humble beginnings and then slowly getting more and more people to move to your town and then getting to know the new villagers and things like that. So this game was right up my alley. It's really fun because all of the characters, they all have really unique personalities, and I really enjoyed getting to know the different characters in this game. If you haven't checked out Littlewood or you've never heard of it, I definitely recommend picking this game up. It's an indie developer, and the price point is actually pretty good. The second game on our list is Harvest Moon: The Light of Hope. In case you didn't know, Natsume has been making Harvest Moon games since 2014, and the first few games that they made in this series were not very well received. I personally have not played Harvest Moon 3D: The Lost Valley or Seed of Memories. However, I've heard from several other people that they're very bad games. For me, the first Natsume Harvest Moon title that I'd played was Harvest Moon: The Light of Hope. And I'd actually heard a lot of bad things about this game, so I went in with very low expectations. Full disclosure, I did buy this game at $20. I got it on a sale, and I thought, $20, I might as well give it a try, even though I know that it doesn't have the greatest reputation. Then, once I started playing the game, I was actually very surprised. First of all, like Littlewood, it has that same gameplay aspect that I really enjoy, which is you start the game out with not that many villagers, a really small town, and then there's lots of things that you need to repair and build up. Then, as you slowly rebuild, repair, and go through the storyline, there's going to be more and more characters that you get to meet. I was really impressed with how the core gameplay of this game is actually quite good. Even though, me personally, I'm not really the biggest fan of the graphics, it feels really rewarding to farm. So if you can get past the fact that the graphics are not really that good, I'm not really sure why they decided to do 3D models on top of a 2D background, but yeah, the gameplay is actually quite good. The storyline is decent, and yeah, I think there's a lot of fun to be had in Harvest Moon: The Light of Hope. If you've never played this game, I would definitely suggest waiting for a sale and then picking it up then. I think if you can get this game for $20 or less, it's definitely worth that price. The number 1 game on my list is, of course, going to be Harvestella. Now, Harvestella is a game that actually has a unique reason for being on my list. I think that this game is a hidden gem not because nobody knows about it, but because the marketing for this game was not done very well at all. This game was announced during a Nintendo Direct as a farming sim made by Square Enix, and the first few clips that we got of this game, it made it look absolutely beautiful, and then the fact that Square Enix was developing and publishing this game, everyone was very excited. We really thought that we were finally going to get a AAA farming sim with voice acting, beautiful graphics, really tight gameplay mechanics, and yeah, just everything that we would ever want in a farming sim. So I think for Harvestella, this game, more than maybe any other game, people went into this game with very, very high expectations. And unfortunately, this game, it's not quite the game that we were expecting it to be. That being said, I don't feel like that is a problem with Harvestella. I think that's a problem with the marketing and maybe some people who had expectations that were too high. On the one hand, I do somewhat agree with the fact that I do think that the game should have voice acting, especially in the beginning when there's a lot of dialogue. I do kind of remember wishing that there was going to be voice acting, but I think for this type of game, not having voice acting, it shouldn't be a deal breaker, especially when you consider the fact that Harvest Moon games, Story of Seasons games, Stardew Valley, none of these titles have voice acting. So while I do think that Square Enix should have added voice acting, I don't think that we can hold that against this game too much. Another thing that I think prevented Harvestella from being more successful is the fact that it's not really a farming sim with some JRPG elements. It's more of a JRPG with some farming elements. So if you are somebody who likes JRPGs and you also like farming sims, then I think this is going to be an amazing game for you to play. That being said, if you only like pure farming sims and you're strongly against combat, then yeah, I don't think Harvestella is going to be for you. That being said, if you like JRPGs and farming sims, then I think this could be one of your favorite games on the Nintendo Switch. The graphics are actually really good, there's lots of areas that are extremely beautiful, the storyline in this game is very, very good, and the elements on your farm, they're actually really well streamlined, and I think they're a lot of fun. There's also a lot of things to discover, and yeah, I just had a complete blast while I was playing this game. It makes me a bit sad that this game did not see more success, because I would love to have DLC for this game, and I would also love to have a sequel to this game. However, based on its sales and how the game was received by the general public, I don't know if it's going to get either of those things. That being said, I don't think that this game was a total flop, but I don't think it did quite as well as Square Enix was expecting it to. I guess we'll just have to wait and see if we ever get a sequel to Harvestella. The games on this list are the games that I think are the hidden gems of farming sims on the Nintendo Switch. If there's any games that you think are also hidden gems on the Nintendo Switch, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.